And any second. I suppose I should also pull that down because it makes me look like I'm anemic. Well, more anemic than usual anyway. And yeah, so we're live. And welcome back everybody to this stream, to FTB, whatever is reloaded. I forget. And if you wonder what I'm doing, I've just come away from the base to clear the inevitable backlog of pigmen that have built up since I was last on here. And yeah, they've all gone, which is nice. So it's been a couple of weeks since we last hung out, and not much changed on here. Well, right, nothing's changed on here, and that's because we got to the point where we had created applied energistics. We have a whole memory cell, and I believe we should have more than enough juice in the bank to keep that going. We do need to recharge my various bits and pieces, except for those, because they don't recharge. It's a shame they don't, but there you go. Yeah, what the hell are we doing today? Well, the plan is, I think, is to try and get some things. So we have got the diamond chainsaw and the diamond drill, and we wanted to take this up to the point of being an advanced chainsaw. So we got that. Those we can do easily enough. The energy flow circuit. See, this is where I guess we're into this circuit thing again. I really don't want to end up in that kind of horrendous loop again. So applied energistics will allow us to auto-craft it. That's the theory anyway. So, right, what do we need to do? Storage. Well, actually, let me refresh my memory. So they're doing these as crafting, and this is a cooked version of one of those. Well, we can make them all day long. Probably want... Hi BCP, hi Karate, Thor, whichever. I'm never sure which to go with that. Now, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to look bleach from one side. It's still very warm here. And did you manage to sort out your save problem, BCP? BC. Oh, I'm going to go with BC. BC just makes it laugh, and I believe you refer to yourself on your own things as BC anyway, so I'm going to go there. So, let's have a look. This thing has got 13 of 63 types. I'm never sure which way to go with these things. Am I better to go with a lot of 1K cells storing... let's just have a look. You see, these would work better in those, I think. So, if we went with... let's say if we went with... find it in a moment. Storage bus, which is interface, sticky, and a thingy. Interface is just some of those, so we need to make a whole load of those. I don't think we have drawers, do we? We don't have drawers. Yeah, we've got this thing. This is Yabba. Co-rail tombstone mod. Six graves made hourly. Cool. I can't say I've had any major issues with it, but I will be aware of that. So my project today is to try and get my applied energetics system to the point where I don't have to make everything automatically, manually. And the first instance is I want to store all of those, and all of these into link them into the system. And to do that, I think we are going with storage. These things external, yeah, that's the one. So I need to make interfaces for starters. So let me make interfaces are going to require formation cores. Let me make half a dozen of those, and maybe make a dozen of those then. So I need a dozen circuits. I've got a couple. Let's make 10. 10 sounds good. So to do 10 of those, what do I need? I've lost myself. Redstone, silicon, and gold, and that thing. Redstone is not a problem. Silicon, oh, I've just got to put that back like an idiot. Silicon. We've got some. How did we make silicon again? Cooking, ground, quartz. Okay, let me grind up some. Oh, hang on. I know I did a whole load of that, didn't I? Let's just chuck that whole lot through. Yeah. This is my builder's gadget. There are many builder's gadgets like it, but that one is mine. This one is mine, I should say. Let me get you in the right place there. Right. So armed with those going, we are going to want gold. Lots of gold. Let's grab some gold. And let me turn you into redstone, and again, and put that in there along with that. And then we are going to take you out, pop you in, and I want about 10 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like my button. You know, the buttons that I always have with my teleposers. There are many buttons like it, but that one was mine. Right, cook them. Have them. That can go in there for the... Hello? Let's go sleep the night off. Don't want to have to listen to him moaning and groaning outside. So... Really? Where are you? I mean, he's over there, I think. He's not that close. There. Solves the problem. And commence the sound of zombies burning to death. It's a lovely sound. Okay, right, so we got 10 of them. And armed with those, we want to make those. So I need... How many do I actually need? 3, 6, plus 9, 15. I need 15 of those, which is probably quite a lot at this first instance. So let's just go with 6, which is basically that times 3. Okay, what am I missing? Ground, fluix, crystals. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you think? Yeah. Hang on, I will tell you which episode. Let me just go and find my other window in there, and when it's coming up. It should be coming up soon. If it's not, I don't know, something's going on weird. I keep my YouTube's having a brain fart moment, so not right now. Let me just have a look, see whether I can see in the. Not uploaded yet, so it won't be next week. It will be the week after. Yeah, I've got about 7 or 8 queued in my folder. I used a Portal. I would probably use a Cake for the other things, but I'm old-fashioned like that. Portal for the win. Okay, 6 of those makes me 12 formation cores, and 6 more of those will make me destruction cores. Yeah, I've been using the nether as my grinding for the deep mob learning. So I've almost got. Let me just think. I think I've got a fully aware. Almost got a. Trying to think which ones I've got now. Almost got a self-aware Blaze and Android data thingy for that. So that's yeah, fun. Okay, interfaces. We need some glass and iron. I don't know whether we're going to have enough iron there, so let me grab some glass. Nope. Oh, there, I've got glass. There we go. And grab some iron, and we shall pop those in there, and we'll go and make 12 of those. Yeah, the only two trees I need now are cobalt and ardite, and they're gated behind deep mob learning, so kind of stuck with that one. Right, and we're going to use you to make piston and sticky piston. Sticky piston. Can I use you to make a sticky piston? I mean, you are slime, technically, aren't you? No? Don't think I didn't see you out there, sir. Okay, slimy slime. That's going to be nighttime in the... Yeah, I've got everything I need to make a star. Or, well, almost everything I need to make a star. Or summon a wither. Killing all those wither skeletons has been beneficial, but yeah, you'll see. Don't want to give too much away. Okay, so if I need to pistons, so I need 24 pistons. All right. It was like almost rudely ignoring me. That was not on. Right. Wash the magma cream. Hi, Neilium? I've no idea. If I'm mispronouncing it, apologise. I'm terrible, even with my own name. Wash the magma cream. I can apothecary it. I can use it in a mixer. Oh, we can do it in an industrial centrifuge, which I ain't got. Call me cynical, but I suspect it would be easier to go and find a swamp up here, for example. Is that actually a swamp, or is that just one of these weird biome? Because I know there's some odd biomes around the place. That doesn't look quite right. That looks more like a swamp over there, which is a fair old hike away. Have we got anything? I suppose we could just take the boat. That might be a trip. Right, take the boat. leave the thingy. Got food, got loot, got me loot bag. Yeah, we'll go for a little sail. So has everybody have a good time anyway? Good couple of weeks, because it's been 2 weeks since I streamed. And last weekend I was in London for the weekend visiting friends, and then obviously we've gone through this weekend, which is not, I've been here all this weekend. I've not gone anywhere, but I've had a few issues and fun things coming along the lines. Life has challenged me in various corners throughout the week, and thrown little temptations in my direction as well. To be fair, so I suppose let's get the first question. Who's watching Good Omens on Amazon? Or should I say who's watched it? Because I mean, you could have watched all 6 episodes by now. I've only watched 4 of them so far. I'm trying to pace myself, but enjoying it so far. I don't want to give anything away if anybody doesn't want to spoil it. Well, I'm assuming if you're reading it, then you probably, like me, read the book. So the spoilers are kind of a non-existent thing, really, aren't they? Because if you've read the book, then you know the story. It's only really the tweaks that they've made, which things. But I must say, I am enjoying it vastly. Such that I managed to kind of ration myself to 1 episode a day, except for today, where I kind of snuck a second episode in. Right, there's got to be a swamp somewhere, because there always is whenever you don't want one. Oh, it's map, isn't it? Yeah. M for map, not J. I'm in a different mapping system. And what else has happened? My badminton bat broke last week. That was string snapped. So I was gutted, because that was a good bat. It's quite a good bat. But so I had to go through the hassle of finding a service to get it restrung and stuff. I realise this is very trivial, but it's not to me. It's you get used to your bat. And yes, I do know it's a racket. By the way, it's a little deliberate misquote that I kind of do to wind up my colleagues who also play. So I'm playing with my cheap racket at them. It's my cheap bat. I'll stick to the thing. And yeah, so that was a thing. And my mobile phone broke last weekend. My battery finally died, so I've had to replace that. So it's all been lots of fun things all coming along at once. Just looking at this map, thinking, what is that? How have I kind of picked the wrong place to build? But then again, that's normal. It has to be said, I routinely have that sensation. Not finding a bloody swamp though, am I? Come on, swampy swamp. Yeah. Oh, and just if you're interested, I upgraded to a cheap Chinese phone, a Qbot A19, which is just an Android phone. Oh, hello. Please be a proper swamp and not a made-up swamp. I suppose the obvious thing would be to look to build a slime farm, but realistically, where's my boat? Okay, is it going to be one of those days? Exploring to me is the be-all and end-all of this game. It is what makes it really, you know, good, for want of a better word. I want to know when boat's gone. That's annoying. I mean, I know I can make another one, but... And it's not. Interesting. Okay, well, that's fine. Let me get my jetpack on and go and see if we can't find some slimy slimes. We're going to find a few other friendly things around as well, but I'm sure. But what we're after... I didn't mind OnePlus, but they became overly expensive, I thought. They lost track of the mission, which was to be inexpensive. Oh, okay, well that's going to help a great deal, isn't it? You know, you don't miss it. You don't miss what you have until you ain't got it. And I've got no bloody arrows now, so there's a couple of donors down here. Yep, I saw you. Die, 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 ow. Die, I was helping you, sir. Right, got a couple of arrows now. Yeah. I just like the... because I used to have a Wily Fox, which was fine, but after a couple of years the battery finally gave out. Come on, you little... What's that over there? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Oh, it's very easy, admittedly for me, but let's go and move over a bit. We've probably not got the right moon. This jetpack's rubbish. Yeah, we're on a new moon, which I think full moon's the better one for slimeage. Oh, it's a tree. Okay. I see another arrow donor. Hi. Thank you. There's another one over there. What on earth is that then? White willow. Ooh, might have to chop that down before we leave. I see you, you little bugger. Ow. I hate them, they're so nippy. Oh, he got me after all of that. This is not helping me find... Ow. Is it me or did that skeleton just shout pull? I'm sure it didn't, but... Well, I know it didn't, obviously, because that was me just being stupid. But where the hell are all me slimes? Come on. Slime. Everything but slime. Let me just check. I am actually in... it's a swamp land. Is swamp land the same as swamp? Is... you know when you introduce a biome change and... Oh, come on. Waiting for server. I think I might just want to go and hide up here. Let me just check the server console. Can't keep up. I've lost it. Let's try reconnect. Yeah, no, I just want a cheap phone. If that's a long and short of my my phone choices. I got fed up of being ripped off by. Oh, I see you there. Hello. No bloody slime still. That was really odd how the server just timed out though. Let's saw around like a... Yeah, this has got Thorncraft in it, hasn't it? I'm just... I see you over there, sir. I was just looking at that blue tree going, is that a Thorncraft tree? I don't remember Thorncraft being in this, but it is. It's just that I've chosen not to partake. What it needed, it really did need a hang glider. You know, out of everything that they could have put into this, they could have really gone with a hang glider. Right, let's well, that's one down. Let me just have a munch. 6, yeah, we need more than that. I need 12 just to make the sticky pistons. Hang on. I've just had a brain fart moment and I can't spell. Pink slime, slime ball, pink slime, slime ball. Rosin. Tar. Resin. Yeah, I thought you could do this with sticky resin. They must have disabled that. Oh well, I didn't have a brain fart moment. It had changed. Hello. Oh, there's even more potential slime land over there, and some more donators of. Ow. Oh, hello. Oh, I see. Like that, is it? Oh, another one. Yeah, oh, I see you, sir. You thought to get the drop on me, didn't you? Right. This is not helping. I'm after slimes. I don't want skeletons. I don't want zombies. I want slimes. Right. I think I'm going to have to... Yeah, you see, the problem, I get them a lot because I play so many different packs with so many variations on how we do things that yeah, it's quite a common experience for me. What am I at? 99%. I'm fine. I'm not even busting a gut on this armor yet. But I think we're slimeless. Which is a pain. I was really hoping to go back with a little more slime than 6. However, I will have... Let's use the right thing. Well, it's definitely an improvement on the old willows because these things used to deteriorate faster than you could shake a stick at them. What's the wood look like? Green, as per. Oh, hello. What was that? Hops. Oh dear. Right, let me get out of this, and we need to contemplate what we're going to do about this slime. If I try to jump on the leaves, by the way, that is me forgetting that these act more like TFC leaves and not like vanilla leaves. That should be fine. We just need to break the contact over there. Come on. Aha! We finally got it. Almost there, and was that a sapling? It was. Right, what did we get? 3. I'm always a bit wary with I don't have rice. I have very little. This is kind of, well, this is supposed to be old school modded, so our options are severely limited. So recipes for slime. No, recipes for slime block or slime pearl. You can get propolis from forestry. We can get sticky. Ooh, that might be an option. And we can centrifuge magma. And there's a 0.58 chance of getting it from a scrap box, but scrap boxes are not really a sustainable choice of anything. Let me just make a quick crafting table and fix my boat situation. There we go. Let's head back. Maybe turn that off and maybe head this way a bit. So a slime chunk would be actually handy. That would work. And I'm not even sure where I am actually on the map now. I'm kind of... Oh, hello, there's a village there. Worth checking? Yeah, I think it probably is. Oh yeah, I mean I could use Avataria or anything. But I think that might be the way we have to go. Let me just head over to this little village. Doggies are everywhere. Hello, doggy. No, I don't want a wolf. I could tame many, but I don't want one. Yeah, I think a slime chunk is the answer. That's the seed if anybody wants it. Oh, just realised that you can't see that because my camera is in the way. And I can't select it. Hang on then. Let me do it again. Oh. Is it not quite there yet? No, hang on. There's a seed. Nice short number. If anybody wants to go and have a look for that, you can chuck me a coordinate. Somewhere near the base would be ideal, but we'll check that later anyway. And while I'm here, I'm going to have a play with this. I mean, it's a peculiar thing, you see. If you want to do the rubber, the IC2 way is actually not very efficient. It's well, it's IC2. You know, the IC2 way. Whereas if you do it the industrial foregoings way, it's incredibly easy because you whack a machine in front of a log and it basically runs that log until things. Hello, sir. How are you? I don't need his. Oh, hello. We've got a forestry villager. What have you got for me? Apple oak and beekeeping, simmering comb, stringy comb, frozen comb. What you got? Meadows and a cool. I'll have your common. I might as well take those. And your saplings, actually, while we're at it, it'll save me doing something if should I ever want to go that far into the rabbit hole. Bear with me a sec. I actually don't know off the top of my head. I know where it is. That doesn't help a great deal, I realise, but there you go. Oh, that. Excuse me, sir. Common, yeah, oh, definitely have them. These bee houses, no use point in nicking those because they are trash. Loot. Right, my base is over here. About -232, -1111. Right, what am I doing here? What actually is... It's a very ugly biome. Okay, we'll make a head back and... Hang on. Just realised I only checked out one villager's house back there. I got carried away in the moment. Which is easy to do when you're me. I get carried away in many moments. The railcraft hut there. Don't think there is a blacksmith's, is there? No. Never a blacksmith's. Interesting. More hops and I'm going to take them because you know what? I'll probably need them. Manual rolling machine. We'll have it, and we'll have everything. Crowbar, okay, yeah, okay, fine. Don't think we can we pick those up with that, or we can, okay. We'll have the lot then. Nah. Bricks of clay, they're relatively, I mean, you know, I'm not going to, I don't want to make these guys destitute. What you got, oh, I don't want you. You're just a cartographer. I don't want a cartographer. I want an art. No. I wanted to see if there was a librarian, but does not look like it. We can dress for the part. Right. Let's try and get back and do some stuff, shall we? Okay, let's have a look. I suppose it's a matter of closeness more than north or west. You know, if it's relatively close, then we'll be laughing. If it's a bit, further, my God, those sheep are noisy. If it's a bit further away, then you know. It doesn't really have to be huge. I mean, it could just be single slime chunk. I don't really need to optimize it with a 4s or a 2s, although we could certainly go there. That would be doable. Boat. Couldn't see it for looking. Right, let's get back to home and where are we comparatively to home? We are more or less straight across. One of the things I love about this is this little footsteps. I always feel like I've been kind of in an Indiana Jones movie. 5 and a 3x3. Hang on, let me get back. We'll settle down, and then we're going to dig a big hole. Oh, hello. All this to get sticky pistons, eh? I could have sworn you could have done it with resin. You used to be able to do it with resin. Where am I now, relative? Oh, not too far. Oh dear. I have been known to take entire villages before, by the way, Thor. Just like, oh, bricks, I love them, and oh, I'll have your steps, and oh, before you know it, there's this group of testificers going, we're destitute. We have nowhere to sleep. Who will save us from the zombies? Oh, absolutely. Always for a worthy cause. It's a peculiar pack though, because on the one hand we've got the equivalent to Greg Tech going on with the Tech Reborn, and on the other hand we've got easy applied energistics, which kind of makes very little sense at all when you think about it for even a moment. Where are we? We are almost there. I haven't actually got a home marker on, I've just realised that, which is probably silly. What is... No, it's just you know when you see shapes in the water and you're thinking, that looks like a building. Well, that's what I thought then. It's like, that looks like a building. Anyway, let us get in here. Nice and swiftly. Give me my boat. No, give me. And we'll have a sleep, and then we'll move out to that chunk, and we'll or chunks, and we'll have a fun time excavating. You can have that. You can have those. You can have that and that and that and that and that. And let's go into the loot bag while we're at it, because there's stuff in there. We'll put the actually, I'm just going to stick the bees away in here for now. I don't want to clog the system up with those. And we'll get all of that lot in. That's all good. Oh, carrot. Bow. It was shiny, okay. I thought it was a bee. And have a bee. There we go. Loot box. Let's go and have a sleep. And then let's go and see about making... well, let's think this through. How do we play this? Let's go find the chunks for starters. So BC, you got right. So north minus 256 minus 1300. Okay, so it's a wee bit north. go and find ourselves the spot, shall we? Hello. Didn't hurt. Okay, that was oh, hello. Thank you, your donation gratefully received. Alright, where are we? Minus 1300, didn't we say? 241, 1281. Two, 4, 12. 1281. 241. Wrong way. Okay, let's try that again. Two 41, 241, 241. 241. All right, so this chunk here to 272, 1328. So that's what? That's 241. 241 plus 16 is 257. Well, it's going to be here. Which chunks are the actual slime chunks? Because it's that chunk and this chunk. That's going to be 272 to there. The one I'm in. So what? The 241 or that one I'm in? The one I was in, or this one? Damn this delay. And I haven't stopped, by the way. I am still here. The second one, north and west are empty, but three more fill the rest of the coordinates. So hang on, let me go. So the two. So the 241. This chunk here is a slime chunk. The one in the sand isn't. Is that right? You know. Okay, and then this one to the north isn't. And that one to the north isn't, but those two are. Is that right? The two north of the... oh, the two... So... this one and the next one. This one and that one. Right. In which case, I know which ones I'm going to go with. I might as well go with a double. Now, slimes don't spawn below Y40, do they? So, we might as well borrow this bit here. There. Sorry, slimes spawn below 40, not they don't spawn above 40, is what I was trying to say. So that's Y40. 2, 1, 2. So we need to be 3 down. So Y37. I haven't brought any materials, I realise, for this, so we are going to have to come back and grab some stuff, but if I kind of get the corners marked out as best I can, then yeah, don't spawn above 40. I know what I meant. I just said it the wrong way around. So to here and to here. And then 2 chunks this way. Whoa, what I would give for a hammer. I don't think that's got anything beyond just mining, has it? No. Let me get some light on the situation. And there. Seems to be doing a lot of digging holes recently. I don't know why. Hi, Gemstone. So that's the first one. And then we have a second chunk this way. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This to the corner, and that will give us our boundaries, which will work quite well, I think. Not too big, not too small. Yes, that is iCraft door. I've got some red one in my. I picked some up as we're going there. One of the many mods I need to play with, especially since they managed to. It's a funny one actually though, because I was never the biggest fan. But to hear the people, people asking for it, you would think it was the greatest mod ever written. And it was pretty. Don't get me wrong. Just not, inspiring to me. Well, the mission is, believe it or not, to upgrade my applied energistics system, which then became a mission to find some slime, which then became a mission to make a slime farm. So we're currently at the point of I need slime, so let's build a slime slime farm. You can blame the vodka, because there's rather a lot in there. I needed to finish up the bottle, because tomorrow my water bottle at work is a vodka bottle, which is going to be great. Okay, right, we should be getting close to the end there. Right, so that's the extents, and we'll just stick a torch there just to keep us in the loop, and then we'll engage our jetpack and get the hell out of here. And get that thing off. Get that thing off. Right, so we need to pop back home, get a few supplies. I'm thinking my memory's never been that good. Right, let me turn that off. Did I leave that there? I don't recall leaving that there. But, it's one of those funny things. I leave crafting tables around, but then it personally bugs me when I find them left around. So, kind of hypocritical a little bit, but there you go. Oh, I'll find it. I know exactly where that is. It's minus 241. Let me just go and put some of this away. So I'm thinking what we probably want is a little bit of glowstone, and maybe we can, I don't know, maybe just set some, get some smooth stone slabs going for the floors. I mean, that's relatively straightforward, isn't it? That's full as well. So what we'll do is we'll take, hang on, drop that and that and that. We'll drop that and that. You can have that for now. So if we take, it's a curse, the ability to be able to tell which direction, where you are and where you've been going and where you've come from. Okay, we can do that, we can do that. Let's quickly sleep and And then if we can try and get some spawning floors done, then that'll be a bonus. Kill mechanism, well, that's another thing. I mean, we could go with magma blocks and some forms of cart or something just to collect. We could use Steve's cart actually to do a kill floor, couldn't we? I think Steve's carts has some interesting add-ons, including the blade arm, which allows it to kill mobs. Could be interesting, especially seeing as I've never ever used Steve carts, so that could be a thing. However, in the meantime, let me just quickly cook up some of that. I'll take the rest of that. That should be plenty of that. We don't really need to worry about it. Plus, yeah, there's only over there. It's not like we have to go and grab a whole load. In fact, let me grab some of that. Take that. Let's just go and do the cooking over there while we're digging. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, for... Sorry, I thought I heard a little patter of spidery feet. Oh, for a hang glider. Or a Elytra. I mean, you know, I could just jump up, turn the jetpack off and Elytra myself down. That would be faster than this. I'm probably going to have to go and kill the dragon at some point, aren't I? But for that I want a bow. Because the one I've got is shocking. Right, here we go. Yeah. I'm thinking of it for a mob killing mechanism, but let's go back a little bit into the side here for starters. And then I'm going to stick... Oh, hello. Sorry. Oh, you know what it is? The moment I go, I'm going to dig something in here and I'm just going to make a temporary hole for it. Bang. There you go. That's my plans ruined by shiny things. Right, so I was there. That was the hole I was taking out. I was going to pop you in there. I was going to make myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I know it's old-fashioned, but you know for a fact I'm going to pull a load of stuff out the out of the caves, so we might as well cook the stone here. While we're at it. And then stick that in there, and that's good. Alright, let's get on with this spawning floor. Now I realise this is obviously the spawning floor. I need to go out further, but let's just get the space dug out for starters. Oh, for a fast means of doing this. TNT. I've always found, I mean, whilst TNT is immense fun for mining out caves, I should probably have that on as well, just so I can spot the dark spots before they get me. And I know it doesn't bother the slimes. That's the word I'm looking for. Interestingly, it looks like there might be a massive ravine beneath us as well, looking at the map in the top corner. There you go. Have a torch. Nope, not yet. I wish I did. That's the next one up, which requires me to make lots of circuits and things, which is why I wanted applied energistic systems in the first place, to stop me having to make all the circuits all the time. Yeah, it's a kind of a chicken and egg situation, but it really shouldn't take that long. I'm trying to remember, when you're looking at a full-size slime, a 2-size gap is big enough, isn't it? Around the edges, so I probably just need to go out 2 around the edge here. And you got to think about this. I mean, even if I get one spining, yeah, Sid's Modded Life, I've actually got the 5-size one if I really want to play it. But from a point of view of getting slime balls, even one spawning floor is actually more efficient than that. The trip to the swamp, which got a whole 6 in a night. You know, in theory, we should be able to get quite a few, even off one spawn pad. If we can get a few more spawn pads going, then so much the better. And plus, we're getting bonus materials while we're at it. You know, lots of nice uranium. If I ever pluck up the courage to try and do the nuclear element of this pack, I seriously do mean. No, it's not. No, the only way to do this is by hand. However, we do have a reasonably fast drill, so I'm not going to complain too much, because the alternative could be with a slow pickaxe. We haven't done a wither fight yet, so we haven't got a beacon as an option. Spawn 3x3, but question is, will they require a 3x2.5x3, which they'll have. It's the size, whether they can drop down a 2x2 or whether they need a 3x3 I'm concerned about, whether I need to go out 3 or 2 for the edge. And you know, there's always the options to make this pretty. I'm not sure whether I really am that bothered. It's let me just get a double chest going over here, and we'll pop that there for now. There we go. So yeah, because obviously all of this area will be spawn pads. Shouldn't take that long to clear out, and then the next floor down will be the same. We'll go down and so on and so forth, and we can have, you know, as many spawn pads as we can fit in between here and the bedrock, to allow less, you know, space for collection. But I'd say it's just the question: do we want to try something fancy with a mod for the collection system? Killing system. Because obviously I could make a vanilla farm and that would work fine. I actually need to go and empty my inventory a little bit better than that, don't I? And that, there you go, better. But I always find if you're playing modded, the idea to me is to try and use the mods to make things not necessarily better, just different. You know, the mods are there to support you, so you should be able to sit there and go, oh, I'm going to use, you know, a well, actually, I think, let me just check something. I'm going to check something in a minute. There is an option which we could potentially use, which, if I can find the right thing, there we go. Should just stick them in my offhand, but Yeah, we could go to the Soul Shards Reborn side of things. So we could go with an Unbound Soul Shard, which you make, if I remember rightly, you have to do it with stuff and things and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I haven't got a smelter. We don't have tinkers. Not entirely sure whether it does. I think villagers become emerald in a smelter, because Searai did that rather awesome emerald machine in oh god, what was that? That was the last FTB pack we did on the server, and I mean, that was obviously not very ethical. But yeah, they so I'm not sure, to be honest. Well, I mean, I could go with soul shards. That would be an option. I just need to remember how the hell to make the soul shards. But then I still need to kill so many slimes to get a slime spawner to kill more slimes. So I still need some kind of slime producing area in the first place. So damned if I do, damned if I don't, really. And I really only want, well, I'm going to need more than half a dozen. Sorry, a dozen slimes, but you know what? Keeps me busy, keeps me off the street. Keeps my hand and mind occupied, so I'm not doing anything destructive around the house. Oh, there's loads of stuff. I mean, this is why I've kind of got into that idea with in Sid's Modded Life, with the idea of the big strip mine down at Y16 and just taking out the entire chunk and looking for bedrock ores and all of the fun stuffs. It's actually quite relaxing, which in itself is a bonus, I think. And there's all these various ores. Now, some of them are crap. I mean, like that monazite ore we don't really want. In this case, this weekend's task was destroy it myself, because I was digging up a stump. So yeah, that was an entertaining 2 or 3 hours, which I'd rather not ever repeat. I hate digging up tree stumps. They're horrendous things. Word of advice, anybody who's just starting out in life and looking to buy a house with a garden, whatever you do, do not ever plant a tree unless you know you're going to want that tree 70 years from now, because they are a pain. It was absolute agony getting that thing out. Well, at least that comes out easy. That probably needs a torch on it. Now, I know slimes. That's if you've got time for it to kill it. I needed it out. I've got this tree stump poison, which I kind of looked at, and it says, oh, if you're going to paint it on, dilute it. Dilute your stuff, you know, 50-50 in water, and then paint that on. And I'm thinking, why would I dilute it? Why don't I just paint it on neat? You know, if it's poisonous in 50-50, surely it's really poisonous in 100%. This is the way my mind works, by the way. I kind of will, you know, DIY alchemy. That's the one. Give me a show me a philosopher's stone. I'll try to turn something into gold. That's why Harry Potter couldn't find his philosopher's stone, of course. Right, almost got this out. and then we can see about going down to the next layer and get that one, and then the next layer and get that one. But if we can get like 1 or 2, that's a start, so that's not too bad. We'll grab the ores from the ceiling that we want and plug up the holes. Might as well have everything, you know, it seems wrong to waste it. Especially this. The diamond of FTB. Tin. Oh, don't mind if I do, thank you. Any more? No? Oh, it's up some over there. What else we got? Bit of you, we'll have it. I should probably just double check the horizontals as well. Yeah, rose bushes are savage. Which is ironic because the flowers are so delicate, you look at them wrong and they die. Oh, hello. Don't mind if I do. I see you hiding up there as well, Tin. For me, it was more the pulling up weeds from farm in sugar beet fields that was my perennial hatred as I grew up on a farm. So we got roped in to do a lot of the mundane tasks like the field weeding, which as I'm sure you can imagine, crawling on your hands and knees down a field pulling up poison ivy is not my idea of a good time. Can't stand leaving holes behind, and I know I'm probably going to have to chop half of this out again, but it's just I don't know, it's almost like an OCD of mine that I just don't like leaving holes behind when you are just over there, aren't you? I know you are. I can hear you, naughty little zombie. Right. So, armed with this, what we need it to do is get a few stacks of smooth stone slabs, just because to give you a little bit more spawn space, and then we'll take out this floor. And then I'll worry about the actual sides once I've kind of filled this in. I'll get that ores. I'll get the ores later as well, wherever appropriate. Am I bothered about the lighting? Am I bothered in the least? I mean, if I go 1, 2, 3 to there, and 1, 2, 3 to there, grab a little bit of that. Right, so what I want to do, I think, is take you. Where's my tool bag? Because this is where the things that you don't have in vanilla comes into hand. We have that and that, and we come and go. And then we take that and we go. No. And we can. You see, that's where. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. More like it. A colleague of mine at the university works in geographical. He works with geographical information systems. He's a geographer, and his current project is physical augmented reality models, or PALM for short, because you can't do a proper university project unless you can come up with a really silly acronym for it. And what he's doing is he takes 3D terrain models and then he sculpts, has them CNC'd out of whatever material he has, usually like a kind of a resin, and they're sculpted out on a CNC in 3 dimensions. So it's a 3-dimensional model, but then he projects a 2-dimensional image onto the 3-dimensional model, which makes it look like, well, a 3-dimensional model. And it's really bizarre because your brain's telling you one thing, but when you touch it, you realise it's 3D, and I can't describe the sensation of touching something that is 3D, that your brain is preconditioned or almost like pre-programmed into thinking won't be. Really odd sensation. But he took some of his stuff out to a primary school. I think it was one of his kids' primary schools. So, brownie points for good parenting and all that kind of stuff. And I think about 6, and he had a bunch of kids all working with these 50-inch monitors. There's nothing fancy about them. They are 50-inch monitors. And sorry, I'm just going to grab a little bit of that. He realised that these kids were actually incapable of understanding that they couldn't physically interact with these models. They were so used to the idea that they could touch screens that when they couldn't, it really threw them out. And it's just fascinating how you see these behaviour patterns that we come to know. I mean, we've got, what was it? Someone was telling me the other day that they were showing their kids something or other, and they couldn't conceive of the fact that it wasn't connected to the internet. It was just an alien idea to them that this thing wasn't connected to the net. And utterly bizarre. As I've said on many occasions, for someone who grew up in a period when we didn't have, when I had 3, I think it was 3 channels of TV. The idea that you would have now, if someone said to us now that there would be hundreds of channels and on demand, not just channels, but as and when you want them, we'd laugh at them. We would just sit there and go, you've been smoking. But yeah, it's an interesting little social experiment that he ended up with, that kind of, well, I found specifically very interesting, because obviously it's, working at a university, you tend to pick up not necessarily the academia, but a little bit of it, I suppose. It kind of rubs off. Let me get another block of that going. There we go. Lovely, and that can go away. Right. I need to decide what I'm going to do with this odd section in the middle. So I don't know if that's going to be spawnable or not. So what I could do, for example, is I could take a layer out of there, and there, and put a corner in there and just have it in the middle. But I think what we'll do is we'll just, for the sake of argument, do that. That works. Pounds, shillings and pence. That wasn't real maths. Aye. And then there was, I always remember at school, there was the age-old argument about whether you watched Blue Peter or Magpie. Most people, most people, the normal people watch Blue Peter, but the rebels, the people who were like the trendsetters, they watched Magpie on ITV. And yeah, it was a bizarre idea. There you go. Well, this is what we're in now, an hour and a half, down 20 minutes, and we have 6 lives to show for our efforts. And they're not even out of this farm. Great. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The idea is to have fun and achieve things, and we are achieving things, even if it is achieving a big room underground that isn't spawning anything yet. I really hope that these are slime chunks. I will be somewhat gutted if they're not. 1, 2, 3. I think that will be there then, won't it? We'll be going in. That should give us that. And then just do the same again. Yeah, but it's a lot easier with decimal. Although it'll become a little bit stranger if we ever lose the penny, the what's it, the 1 pence and the 2 pence like they'd like us to. That'll be an interesting state of affairs. That one's got to come out. Oh dear. I'm just going to take out the entire floor. I've had enough now. Let's get this lot out. Get the other bit down. Get it done. Have done with. I don't even have a slime in a bucket option, so I can't even test it. You realise how spoilt you are with some mods when you do have to do without others. Sticks can go. Oh no, I'll pick them up, doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. I mean, you got to count yourself lucky. It could have been hexadecimal. Yeah, it could have been yours for just FF pounds. Octal, that would have been entertaining. I can't believe I actually had to learn all that crap when I was doing my computer course at my computer college, all the number bases, and I don't think they do it now so much. I think it's apart from binary and maybe a bit of hex, the idea of doing octal or anything like that is probably completely strange. Right, let's go. 2, 3, and there, and bop, 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 bop. That just lights it up. Not so much for me, but more for you, because obviously a friend of mine, when I used to go LARPing many years ago, much to my daughter's amusement, because she's a major nerd LARPer now, and she finds it hilarious that thinks that I used to go LARPing. But old friend of mine came up with, and he played a tribe of orcs in the LARPing society. He was the head of a tribe of orcs, and these orcs were particularly intelligent because they could count and do fairly complicated mathematics. And everybody thought it was amazing that he came up with this system of mathematics for these orcs, which was basically they counted on 1, 2, more than 2, and lots. And everybody thought he was being really, really clever, until someone pointed out that all he'd actually done was instigate a mathematical system on base 4. And learning to do base 4 meant he could do this orc mathematical system quite adequately. Just going to close the window. Next door's having a bit of a chin wag, I think is what is the official phrase. This really isn't working out nicely for lighting, is it? I'm going to stick one there. I'm going to stick a lighting block here and here, but we'll do it on the other side just because we can. And then I'm going to go for one. I think I'll stick it about here actually, and then we'll kill light. Yeah, no, we won't. Why? Oh, I've got that torch over there, haven't I? Of course. Tell you what, doesn't matter. We'll go there. And we'll stick one right at the end here, because I'm almost certain I'm going to have to go and stick one over there once I take that torch out of the thing. I don't think Gully Dwarf existed. Gully Dwarves, they were a thing at that point. Let me just try and take this light source away. Yes, I thought so. That's not going to work. That's not going to fly. That one. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Right, well, we've got a spawning floor. What we don't have is any slimes right now, and it is night time, so what we'll do is we shall expand ourselves out. 1, 2, 3, and we'll just go with torches around here, because this is going to be the drop around the side. It shouldn't take too long. I probably should dump off some inventory first though. Those and those and that and those and those. Almost ready for another floor there and all. Oh god, have a little shuffle around. It's ages since I've heard of Gully Dwarves. Good old Dragonlance, eh? What was the name of the... Oh, no, that's going to bug me now. What was the name of the Gully Dwarf that Raistlin kind of adopted? He got all, you know, intense, because it always felt like, you know, because obviously he was the weak one, and he kind of felt protective towards. I'm trying to remember the name of the Gully Dwarf. Oh, that's going to bug me now. Please, someone put me out my misery. Nope, nobody yet. Nobody actually even remember what hell I'm talking about. Dear. I don't know whether I mentioned, I've got an interesting series of books at the moment I'm reading. the what's it, Tattooed Duchess I'm on it. There's a second one. The Ink Mage was the first one, and I'm on the second one now, which is the Tattooed Duchess, and it's really quite it's an interesting concept, the idea of tattoo magic and using tattoos in magic. Thank you. Live action role playing, Terry. It's when you dress up as a wizard or a warrior and go and hit people with foam swords. It's when I did it, it was very silly. Now it's not quite so silly. It's far more socially acceptable, I think, and also visually vastly superior. What they're doing with rubber swords now is incredible compared to the foam rubber things we had with a bit of gaffer tape on them. Silver carpet tape for the win. Not quite. Cosplay, you don't tend to hit, and they have rules for wizards and stuff. So, you know, as a wizard, you can cast spells, and you have, you know, it's, I say, donkey's years since I did it, but my daughter's into it now, so that's the thing. Makes buying her presents very easily because she always plays a mage, so getting her spell books and scroll cases and stuff like that, you know, always acceptable for Christmas and birthday. One day I'll get it'll be easier and I'll just buy something normal. Right, we're getting there. Almost got the first one. Feel free, son. Feel free. Doesn't really. I'm not worrying about advertising. I did a bit of reenactment for a while, and with metal weapons, but I got out of that one after someone opened a 4-inch gash in my hip with a pike that wasn't quite as blunt as it should have been. I mean, it was semi my fault. I got in the way of the blow, but there was safety was not high on the list of considerations. Let's just say that and leave it as, shall we? We're certainly getting a good amount of resource out of this hole anyway. Can't beat a hole in the ground for getting resources. Right, there we go. And yeah. I honestly, I'm not sure what to expect with the idea of Buffy LARP. Are we talking original, old, early Buffy, or the little bit where it got a little bit too Twilight and mooning over the good-looking vampires? Because Buffy, when it was early Buffy, of course, was great because it was just, you know, the vampires kill them. That was all the rationale you needed. It was a vampire; it needs to be killed. And then it kind of got, all a little bit PC and. Well, probably not quite as bad as Twilight, to be fair, because Twilight was pretty horrendous. Oh, vampires are so romantic. Yep. The creature that rips your throat out for its dinner is romantic. Never figured that one. Never figured. Well, Vampire the Masquerade, I think, was probably one of the better vampire RPGs, and that they didn't glorify the idea at all. You know, they basically sat there and says, "Okay, you're playing a blood-sucking murderer. Off you go." And they threw a bit of vampire politics in for good measure, because obviously everything's better with vampire politics, isn't it? But I always played, oh god, I'm trying to think which, I think it was Nosferatu was the character I always played, with the obfuscate skill. Don't know why. Just like the it ruins everything. It's this concept now where people are absolutely terrified of offending anybody for anything, and you know, I mean, I've gone on record on many occasions of saying that, you know, if anything I say actually offends anybody, then that's actually their problem and not mine. Because I'm not going out my way to offend anybody. I'm not being deliberately nasty to anybody. It's just, you know, if one opinion is valid, all opinions are equally valid. Now, some opinions are not particularly pleasant, and ideally we would prefer that they weren't aired. But you can't go censoring opinion, because if you censor opinions, then you're actually no better than the people that you're complaining about in the first place. Does that make sense? So, management don't count. They're made to be offended. I'm trying to imagine a multi-dimensional bar. Almost sounds like Honest John's from the Raymond D. Feist series. I realise I may be talking about things, but if you the Magician series had Honest John's, the bar in the corridors that connected the worlds. I've got no problems with, and this is again, I don't have a problem with people having opinions. I don't think, you know, I don't have a problem with people having beliefs. I've said on any number of occasions that my own religious beliefs are agnostic atheist. That is what I choose to believe. But it doesn't mean that I sit there and ridicule and poo-poo other people's beliefs. They can believe what the hell they want. It doesn't affect me in the least. And that's why the bit I find hardest to understand is why people can't just understand the basics of human decency. Let's be brutally honest. You know, most of this comes down to what is it a normal thing to do to treat people, and this is getting very preachy. Sci-fi, but yeah. You could have had me on the phone. I ordered a new badminton racket yesterday for delivery today, and for some reason they've only dispatched it today. But I'm not going to get annoyed. I actually don't understand this, and this. Let's take a brief step back from offending people, which, you know, I'm eminently suited to do. My colleagues at work will be the first to tell you that I don't have an off switch. That's if you haven't figured it out yourself. Right, I want this coal because I'd like to cook some more stone. And of course, when I find the coal, I don't understand this thing with drones at the moment. Not drones. I mean, I understand drones. What I don't understand is this sudden drive to have same-day delivery. You know, how often is there anything that's absolutely so important to you that you can't wait a day for it? No, it's not. It's not right. I just find it strange that we have a society now where we want everything immediately. You know, and I mean, don't get me wrong. If I order food, I want it fairly prompt because I'd like it when it's warm. Unless, of course, it's a cold dish, in which case, yeah, I want it when I'm hungry. But for the most part, I can wait. I mean, let's face facts. If we Yeah, but even they don't actually have to be same day. I mean, when you think about it, you know, most of us have grown up in an era when we, you know, actually having something arrive on, ordering something and it arriving 2 weeks later was actually considered like awe-inspiring. So I mean, and then the thoughts of, you know, Amazon doing drones, good God, we got enough trouble with them around Heathrow, and now there are protesters on about wanting to use them as well, aren't they, for the Green Alliance thing. Sorry, I'm just grab the coal while we can. I wonder if at any point it'll actually become socially unacceptable to use coal in Minecraft because it's so environmentally unfriendly. True. I just don't understand why. I have one of my t-shirts that I used to wear at work, which was considered a little bit risque, shall we say. Was had the fine legend, "Since when did a lack of planning on your part constitute an emergency?" on mine. And I stand by that one. You know, it's not down for me to do all your planning for you. And let's get some more of this out, and then we can continue on and get the second layer done, maybe, if we're lucky. What is that? Is that... There's something like a black dot on the map, and I cannot make out what the hell. There's something moving beneath us, and I'm wondering whether it is actually a slime, because it's not... I don't know. I actually don't know. Where was I? Well, customers seldom right. Let's be honest, and I'm the customer in many cases, and I mean, I work in IT support, so as you can imagine, we know the customer is seldom right, but we give them the gratification. We let them think they're right, and the ones you worry, the ones that annoy me are the people who, and we've had one recently who did this, where his hard drive failed, quite senior, and the line was, "I know I should have backed up, but..." And at that point, you just really have to bite your tongue to avoid saying anything out of the ordinary. I need a way in from here, so let me come around. Let me just come around here a little bit. And then we'll make ourselves a little hidey hole back here with a little bit of this, and we'll turn those round. And I'm going to bet that I don't have carry on, do I? No, I don't. Okay. That's interesting. I like the idea of it. It's almost like retrograde training, where you're training them. We have a phrase at work which annoys me no end, and it is, again, it annoys me for a very specific reason, but the phrase they use is managing expectations. And it is such an annoying phrase, because what it really boils down to is you've got to sit there and manage the expectations of people who expect things that are over and above and beyond what they should expect. And you know, for me, managing expectations is saying, "Oh, you can have it by so and so." Yeah, that's the time when you sit there and say good luck. See, I don't know. How many people? Obviously, I know Terry's from the UK. How many are actually UK based on in the room at the moment? Yeah, well, you know, to be fair, in the place I actually used to work, our answer was, well, you know, how much is urgent? Because if you sit there and say, I need this doing by tomorrow, and tomorrow to have it done by tomorrow, it's possible, but it's going to involve, you know, getting 20 people in working through the night on double time. Then I say, yeah, that's perfectly possible, but it'll cost you X. If they're not prepared to pay X, then they didn't really want it tomorrow. And that's the easiest way, is, you know, put the price at the right price point. But so one of the things that we saw in our amazing Brexit, and I'm not going to go into the rights and wrongs of Brexit and which way I voted and which way other people voted. That's, you know, irrelevant. But everybody's vote is their own business. What I am going to go into is that I personally was amazed by this concept that there were people who were, in quotes, air quotes, tired of taking advice from experts. I mean, seriously, tired of taking advice from experts. Tired of being told what to do by experts was the other one. And it was like, hang on. Are you seriously telling me that if you had, you know, a medical problem, you're tired of taking advice from a doctor? And what you really wanted to see was, instead of going to see a coronary surgeon, you want to see a, I don't know, a plumber. Yeah, I had that one. Hire an expert and then overrule them. That's a classic. But it's just, you know, it's like, why would you ever bother hiring someone for their expertise if the first thing you're going to do with that expertise is ignore it? It beggars belief. We are definitely not going to get any slimes today, are we? We've got a lovely dark area though. We've almost made a mob farm. Yeah, but it really is the most half-arsed excuse out there. Tired of taking advice from experts. See, I personally, my personal view with the entire Brexit thing is that they should never have taken the referendum in the first place, and the government, the MPs, the experts we pay to be experts in running countries, should have actually just got on with being bloody experts in it and doing what we pay them for. And let's face facts, we pay them a great deal of money to do it. It's not like they get paid peanuts. But having said that, that might explain why we get monkeys. Right. Right, you need to give me some of that, and that lot can go in there. My God, we are getting so much out of it, apart from the cobblestone, obviously, which is mainly crap. We're getting quite a good amount of stuff out of this as well. Politicians plus civil servants equals experts. You know, arguably, there's a lot of people out there who've spent their entire life working in a career that revolves around, well, for want of a better word, revolves around service. And, you know, obviously, if the first time you get the option to, I'm just going to chop this up. There you go. That needs to come out, and we'll pop a thing there, and we'll do that, and then that. I'm going to stick that away for now as well. Can all go, and that can go in there, and that, all of this nice stuff. The crap can go down there. The nice stuff can go up here. There we go. That's nice stuff. But realistically, I mean, as I say, with politicians, whilst nobody trusts them, they're more qualified than we are to run a country. I wouldn't have a clue. You know, when people see what's the GDP, what's this, and all these acronyms, and what's your net imports, what's your net exports. No. And the average person doesn't, which is why we believe such things that Boris writes on the side of a bus or whatever. But, well, I didn't, because it was Boris Johnson, but you know. Undoubtedly, although I genuinely do believe that most people, given an option of how to manage their own jobs, if you said, oh, yeah, work out how you're going to do your job to make it acceptable for yourself, a lot of people would make it very, very easy for themselves, because you'd be a fool not to. Right, I'm going to chop out this section here. I can get in. Using my little jetpack. Yep, but again, the point is there's experts in there doing a job. Now, yeah, I agree that the politicians themselves can be, and often are, utter wankers, if you'll pardon my French. I'm sure I didn't mention this was actually, you know, a child-friendly stream, did I? It isn't. It is, but it isn't. You know, it's me, just being me, with a glass of vodka that's almost empty actually. So that's probably quite a thing to be scared about. Right. So we've got all of this down here. Let's go down another layer. So that will take us to go down 2 layers actually. So that will be the next layer down, which will be fun because I get to walk around and dig holes again. And I think we may even have a mob at the other end of the mob farm. Let's just go and have a look, shall we? I saw somebody down there. I'm sure I just saw something. No, it's just, I just find every now and again my faith in humanity is restored, and then humanity goes and does something to destroy my faith in it. Nothing new, nothing exciting, same old, same old. But, you know, when all else fails, this society allows me to sit. No, it's not so much the child-friendly element. It was my choice of descriptions of politicians as being people who like to self-pleasure themselves. And I suppose for that matter, there's nothing wrong with that either, is there? So, I won't trust the current lot as far as we can throw me. Speaking of which, haven't we? Aren't we hosting? Aren't we hosting our American friends? For once, for a better word, I'll use leader. I'm not going to go into a rant on Donald Trump because I upset some people last time. I don't need to be honest. He speaks for himself. Well, that's intelligent design. I mean, you know, there's the old age thing, isn't it? You know, what was the word? Yeah, put a waste disposal unit right next to the entertainment centre. Yeah, if you want the comedic value. And when you actually look at the human body, it isn't a particularly well designed thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think we can build one yet. But what would be really nice is to see a slime. I'm probably going to have to go around and light up all the caves around here as well, aren't I? To get the rates up. Oh well, there'll give me so much to do, you know. It certainly wasn't designed by anybody who designed a data center or any kind of computer system, because anybody who designs a proper decent computer system will sit there and go, what do you mean you haven't got triple redundancy? You've only got one heart? Well, that's not a very good design, is it? Where's your backup? Oh, I need to be, yes, I know. But I expect, I think I'll have to light up the caves a wee bit as well, just to what we'll do is we'll wait till night to daytime, and we will take a little trip out and then just come back and see if we get any slimes. That'd be a plan, wouldn't it? But I'll light up this layer, and then we'll know that the only thing can spawn is slimes. Buttons on mice. This is my third silent mice. I buy silent mice, silent click mices. Because one of the things, silent click mices and a decent pad on the thing. This is my third mouse in about 5 years. Yeah, that ravine needs to. What we need to do is go well away, let everything despawn, come back. And we're definitely going to have to light it all up. But still, gives me an excuse to go caving, doesn't it? I'm always for a good excuse to go caving. Even better if I actually find the entrances around here, otherwise I'm going to have to go around that cave that we came in through and... Well, I'm going to want for searchers for a while, that's a good thing. Except of course I can't pick it up, that's a pain. Right, oh no, there. And there I think, and then probably about there. Oh, hello. Speaking of which, how are you doing down there, sir? I think we found that. Let me just, we'll get that done, and that and that and that and that and that. No, I don't need an excuse, but sometimes I need to justify it to myself. It's like, oh, I could be doing this, that or the other right now, and it's like, no, we're going caving. It's really bizarre because I never used to like it. I was probably the last person you would find caving in this game. Absolutely the last. Hello, little fella. Hello. Hello. Oh. I wish I brought a name tag. I should have named this one. We shall name him Squishy, and he shall be Squishy. We have a slime. We had a slime. Yay. That kind of proves... Yes, that's right, BC, you will live. You don't have to worry about me coming onto your stream and ridiculing your giant Mars moon asteroid elevator crawler, because it was awesome. You're far more patient than I do. Incidentally, guys, if you've not actually seen BC's streams when he does Space Engineers, if you actually want to watch somebody who's got far more patience than I would have, by pretty much orders of magnitude. Yeah, he definitely got some patience. I need to get an entrance. I'm going to put the entrance here, I think. And then we'll fill in the other one, and that will make life a little bit easier. Oh, hello. Right, where did I? Hang on, I went down there, that was it. So we'll just really is not ideally suited for this. No, I call it, well, there are many words for it. Insanity is one of them. How many heavy armor blocks did you use to build that particular little thing? It was quite a few, as I recall. There we go. Entrance. In fact, if we do that and then a little bit of that, nothing can spawn and jump in. Perfect. 67,000. I mean, they're not. The problem is, of course, is it's not exactly directly comparable with Minecraft blocks, but that's a lot by any stretch of the imagination. What's over there? Do, 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 do. Slimy slime, hello. Oh, slimy slime, the slime is calling. Whoa. And baby slime, do 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 do, baby slime, do 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 do. There you go. That's my contribution for tonight. Your minds are now filled with the idea of the baby slime song. We've definitely if you want to stick your channel link in BC, if you can, I don't know whether Twitch will do it, but feel free to. But you know, the stuff BC comes up with in his Space Engineers is insane. I've got enough actually to make the sticky pistons now. Can we? I'm gonna. No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna push for 2 layers of slimy goodness for this episode. I may do some more slimy goodness stuff things because I can yak and dig at the same time. That's doable. I think I proved that. We can talk about many things. Space elevator. Oh man. Oh dear. Oh, it's warm. Ech. Where's my juice? Oh, better. That will be it. BCP Labs. I must admit, I am tempted to have a play with Space Engineers myself, but having watching BC do it, I'm kind of going, I don't know whether I could be bothered. And it's not true Newtonian physics, is it, in Space Engineers, but it's about as close as you're going to get without it being, you know, ludicrous speed. Or, you know, just having drives that allow you to go plaid. Yeah, but I don't know. I just think if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You know, you're going to go for it. I probably would do some creative building just because there's some of the iconic space stuff from the sci-fis that I love just need building. No, I think I'll probably be one of those people that just takes my pleasure in watching other people suffer through space engineers. There's plenty of other things that have to keep me entertained. I mean, I've just finished catching up with Doctor Who. So I watched the last season with the new Doctor. And, you know, I'm in two minds about the new Doctor. Not based on the gender, I'm just not sure whether I actually like the character. But I realised I'd not really watched it since... I don't think it's horrible. I think they're trying to give... They're trying to be a little bit too eco-minded message mongers. You know, they're doing the thing where every episode almost seems to have some message to the human race to say, you know, stop, you're destroying it, stop destroying the world, stop now. And in all honesty, I don't watch Doctor Who for that. You know, you watch Doctor Who for monsters and things. So I just finished with the... I realised I'd not actually watched since... Trying to think now. I'm a bit out of wood, aren't I? Hang on, what we got? 11? Got any more? Any more? I can get one chest in. That will do for starters, I suppose. We can always head up and grab some more. Nice stuff, nice stuff, nice stuff, nice stuff, nice. Crap, I'll keep a bit. Oh, that's not crap, that's nice. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you know, there's what was the one? The other one, you can tell they had a fairly limited budget. And I mean, they always have a limited budget because obviously the budget is things, but virtually everything was filmed in Sheffield. Now, I don't have a problem with Sheffield. I lived in Sheffield for something like about 20 years, 15 years maybe. And I actually quite like Sheffield. Sheffield is a nice city. But I don't want to sit there and think. The Christmas with Rivers, that was Capaldi, wasn't it? That was the, yeah. So that was the season before the last season. Was it? Was it the Peter? Yeah, I BBC iPlayer all the way. But yes, I caught up with that, and I've started. Obviously, I've got American Gods. That's happening at the moment, so that is distracting. I was surprised because it's like, oh, American Gods coming to you 31st of March, and I'm like expecting to get episode 1 on the 31st of March, and they gave us all 6 episodes in one go, and it's like, that's a bizarre idea. And then the other one I've just started. I've just got through season 1 on. I started watching it actually when it first came out, and I didn't get on with it the first time I tried to watch it. It was The Expanse. But I must admit, I'm really enjoying a sci-fi where they really exploit Newtonian physics to the full, and you know, they don't have these, no warp drive, no faffing around. It's quite an interesting series. I'll be watching. I've got the next 2 seasons to watch, so that's what I do when I'm rendering videos. Yeah, it just surprised me. It really did. I would have thought they would have been sat there going, I mean, I suppose they still got your money, irrespective of, as long as you know, if you pay for a month and then quit after a month, it makes no odds. But I suppose if you eat it out 1 episode a week for 6 weeks, then you've got someone's money for 2 months. Or am I just naturally cynical? I don't know. But no, The Expanse, I must admit, I am enjoying. If you've not watched The Expanse, I would recommend looking it up. A little bit dark in places, and but the concepts hold up, I think, and the science is good. There's a few design flaws. I did watch, and I must admit, I have to say, I find these channels a bit weird. I don't know whether you've come across these YouTube channels that analyse things that are wrong with science fiction, and they'll sit there and point out all the science that's wrong with various science fiction spaceships or whatever. And the little bit of me cries every time I watch it, going, "It's a TV program. It's made up." But then I go ahead and watch it anyway, because I think it's quite, some of the points are quite interesting. So with the Expanse, they pointed out that the ships have a lot of the weapons pointing forwards, and of course, because they use Newtonian physics to actually slow down, they have to spin round in space and apply reverse thrust, which would mean that you really, when you're coming in to attack somebody, unless you were intending to fly past at, fairly small percentages of C, but percentages of C nonetheless, then you're going to need to slow down as you come in. So you'd need weapons pointing backwards rather than forwards, which was an interesting idea, and one that I'd actually not seen before in any. But having said that, most sci-fi films rarely use Newtonian physics, so anyway, that's it. What else have I been watching? Out on out, the odd film. Has anybody seen this? Is actually an interesting one. I saw this film while we were down in London at visiting our mate Mel. I think she took her head in the other time when she was up, and we watched this film. What was it? The Fundamentals of Caring, it was called. And if you've not seen it, look it up. It's called The Fundamentals of Caring. I couldn't tell you who was in it. The actors in it were, well, they weren't A-list. They were just actors. There was nothing fancy. They were just actors who act. And it was about a guy who got a job caring for a kid with some form of muscular dystrophy. Real lightweight topic. But it was absolutely hilarious. The comedy of this kid, with the idea of the kid's obviously quite self-depreciating and comedic, and it was just funny. If you hear me mention a bite of the James or nibble of the James, then I'm afraid that's where that came from. There's a little bit in the thing where he's sat there trying to persuade the kid who's got MS, muscular dystrophy, MD, whatever. And he's trying to persuade him. He only eats waffles and sausages, and he's trying to persuade him to eat a Slim Jim on the road trip. And because the kid's English, he says, "Is that how you'd say it? A bite of the James? Bite of the James, sir? Nibble of the James?" So needless to say, that became the catchphrase for the rest of the weekend. So yeah, if you hear that, blame that film. It's a good film. Enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it when we first put it on. I thought, oh my god, what the hell are we watching? But just goes to show. These lights are actually turning out really handy. Where are we? We should get 2 platforms done. Now, I'm trying to think, with a typical thing like this, we'll probably end up with 4 or 5 platforms. Ideally, I would like to get this to the point where we can generate enough slime to automate our... Well, we actually have enough now, but I'd like to get it to the point where we can get an upgraded drill before we have to go any deeper, because this is going to be a pain otherwise. As a form of slime farm, this will be fine. It just needs just a smidgen of time. Duration. Sorry, I'm not entirely sure what you mean duration. You mean how much power? 3 million EU, because it can charge from my breastplate. If you mean how much power has it got. It'll keep going for a while. We've used 500,000 EU so far. Yeah, there is no... It has an internal capacity of 100,000 EU, and the nano chest plate acts as a charger, so it pulls its power from there, which is bloody awesome. But even better when it does a 3x3 with the next tier up. All of this will be worth it for that tier 3 saw and drill. It would be even better with the efficiency 5. I suppose I could always try and... Well, I could... Don't have a disenchant... Actually, I do have a disenchanter, don't I? I've got the industrial foregoings one. Man. Yeah. I'll move the pump. That's not a problem. It's ironic because when I first started this, 500,000 EU would have been considered like a mad amount, and now I don't really give it a second thought. I'm going to just go right through here. So well, let's do all. Let's just do this quickly and I'll get this done. My tendency would have been to do it with stone pickaxes, to be honest, because they're renewable. Slow, but it all depends on whether I was doing it on camera or off, obviously. If I was doing this on a vanilla server, if I was doing this just by myself, just for fun on a vanilla server, then I would most likely have done this thing. I'm just going to ditch that and pick up the good stuff, I think. I've got so much cobble up there, I don't really need to worry about smelting anymore, and we'll get more as we go, so I'm going to just let this all despawn. Yeah. So there's a saying that which does not kill you only makes you stronger. It's a lie, but you know. Amazes me when I watch these guys on things like Hermitcraft and stuff doing this in vanilla. Actually, and you know, but they do a lot of beacon elements, so they'll you know, stick a beacon in before they start, but they still got to be soul destroying almost sometimes. Some of the digs they've done, the thoughts of doing that in non-vanilla would be crazy. Because at this stage we can go around and we can go, I'd like you please sir, we'll pop you in. I suppose I should probably go and just get that in. There. Drop off a little bit of you. Don't want any of you. I'm just interested in these things at the side now, and then we'll rip out the floor, replace that with slabs. I'm going to get this later, so I'm not worried about that right now. And then maybe give it a test, a little tester. Having said that, jobs like this are made a lot easier by the presence of video streaming services and YouTube. Right, so if I have got some slabs on me, and I'm going to go here. Rude. So So if I just run around the edge and get the edges in, that will make it a lot easier to fill in the blanks, won't it? And then I can do the glowstone. Well, do I need the glowstone? See, the glowstone's not going to be as effective. I did. Where? The bit that I left, I knew I'd get it. I'll get it later. It's not. Well, and at the end of the day, it's a piece of coal. I'm certainly not going to lose any sleep over it. Right. See, my temptation is to go down here, get this side slabbed in, drop down 2, because then anything that spawns down there in the dark doesn't matter because he can't see me, and then slab out the rest, and then go down and do, I mean, it shouldn't spawn anyway because it's, you know, too far away, but we all know what Thought did. Or at least I hope we all know what Thought did. Because if we don't, we could end up with an embarrassing replay of what Thought did. One of them, some of that, bit of that, and that with that. Put some of that in, grab a couple more of them, do some of that, get in there, do some of that and give it another one of them. That should be enough. I think we might have a little visitor underneath. That and that and that can go away, and then we'll just black that lot through. It's not like we're not going to need it all, so hup and hup. Yep, thought so. Hello. And oh, you only give little 2 babies, okay. Right, what was I doing? I was going to get the perimeter in, I was going to drop down 2 on the outside and then fill in the middle. There's somebody close by with a certain slimy nature. Right. So if I do this, then it doesn't really matter what happens below that level, because nothing will be able to, well, spiders will be able to get up. Haha, but if I do that, they can't. Yeah, there we go. Right, we just need to... Oh, hello. Hang on. Let's leave that behind for a second. And that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Yeah, because it doesn't really matter what happens down here as long as the mobs can't get to me. I'm quite happy to come in and manually farm the slimes until we've got a kill mechanism, but that's one I think we're going to have to definitely come back to, and we shall we should be good to get that platform done. Fill in the hole in the wall over there. Do 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 do. just give you a bit of a... What are you like down there anyway? Yeah, we can. We'll find our way into that, I'm sure. And then quickly just do this. I use the word quickly loosely. We definitely need to think about some improved enchanting technology going on. But as I said before, I'm not entirely sure when I upgrade the saw. I think we will, with the tools, I think we will lose any enchantments on them anyway. So I'm not going to go mad trying to get this upped as far as I can. I have a, sorry, that's my little obsessive element that can't look at that and go, I've got to leave it. I know I'm going to dig it out later, but I still can't leave it. And eventually we'll have a slime farm. Oh dear, what time are we at? Coming up on the end of the time. Well, I really got a long way with that applied energetic system, didn't I? Although I can actually start building some of the bits I wanted. I'm just wondering how many more of them are going to require. I mean, I must admit, certainly sticky pistons for an output and pistons for an input, you know, caught me off guard a little bit, shall we say. I was expecting, usually they do pistons and pistons. No, actually, normally it's sticky pistons for output and hoppers for input, isn't it? So maybe we got away lightly. Maybe we got off with, you know, without having to worry about things like that. But still, not a bad night, sir. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I'm not. I can't say that I've heard of that saying. So we will certainly have lots of resources for it, though. And ultimately we'll have as much slime as we could ever need. Plus an excuse, as I say, to play with Steve carts. So, and I've never had an excuse to play with Steve carts. So there you go. That will be a thing. Oh man. Once I finish this, I need to go and check my tumble dryer, make sure my badminton kit's dry, get that out and in the bag with my cheap bat, which is quite a bit of a pain in the bum to play with, to be fair. It has a vibration on it, which is a bit annoying. But still, I should have my new bat tomorrow, and then the real other bat, the cheap, well, the old bat will get the want of a nail. For the want of a nail, a horse was lost. Ah, okay. We haven't lost it though. We're just delayed. I'm not entirely sure how many flat pads to put into this, because I'm not sure how much slime I'll need. And needs to say, you know, having if two pads does the job, I may stick with 2 pads. It's always a difficult call, isn't it? How much effort do you put into a slime farm? I mean, you know, I've seen people build slime farms that were quite capable of generating, you know, 20 or 30,000 blocks of slime an hour. And it's like, you must really want your slime. And yeah, here we go, get that done, in you go, almost there, and we have got yay. Right, so from that we then go 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. That one there becomes Have I put the bits away? I did, didn't I? Right, let me just get rid of that and that and that and all of those and that. Grab a bunch of those and then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Aha! Foiled. Okay, do the same here. There we go. So if we go around and bat these torches off, we should get a good feel for the light levels. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, there. Oh dear. Where am I? Good, got the right one. Two, three. Two, three, and there. No, there. And there. Watch me find a magma pocket. Really tiny one. 2, 3, there. Then there. Dun, 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 dun. 2, 3, there. 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 And then we'll just work out. There shouldn't be that many left. I think we've almost got them all. See, that one is actually reaching there, so that's fine. It's this one here, I think. There. And then the rest is just fill in, which should be not too bad. And then rinse and repeat. But what I'd like to do is, what are we at? 10:33. I'm just going to finish this platform off, just because it's going to bug me if I don't. And then we'll bomb away, let it everything despawn, come back to the top of the hole, let everything have a chance to spawn, and the world will be good and happy, or not, as the case may be. I'm really not worried about the sapphires or the rubies. We've got more of them than we know what to do with. Considering the abundance of them, they don't have enough uses. Oops. And I think that is one of the problems you often get with mod packs and modded Minecraft, is that sometimes you add a crafting material to fill a hole, and what you find is that the hole is non-existent. It doesn't actually exist outside things, so you're just creating a crafting material. And here's a classic one, a good example of this. You'll see this when I come to do the deep mob learning. So deep mob learning, when you're crafting all of your things, requires you to use, I think it's called sooty redstone, and believe it or not, as you'd probably guess, Sooty redstone is created by combining redstone and coal, but you do it in such a way that you actually bash redstone against coal block. Now, it's only actually used as a crafting ingredient in Deep Mob Learning. It has no other usage. They could have just as equally gone and said, you know what, let's use coal, let's use redstone, either would work. You didn't need another crafting material. It was just a classic example of adding a crafting material for a crafting material's sake. And annoying, but not unheard of in modern Minecraft. Certainly I've seen plenty of places where an ingredient has been added that was not necessary and didn't really bring anything to the table. I'm not really worried about those peridots either, because we are just going to fill this in. And magma creams could be, yeah, I mean, I can always go and kill magma slimes. You know what, let's test this as is. I don't really need to desperately do that right now, and I'm going to spend forever fixing it otherwise. Let's just zoom out. Get that light off. We should be far enough away, shouldn't we? I think at that. In fact, let's just go a little bit further and let's try and traumatize this chicken. Hey. Hey. Not working. It's desensitized. It's seen far too much violence on TV. Right, let's go down and just see if I stand up here, which should be more than adequately far away from anything. I think there might actually be a mob or two down here. Let's start with the lighting up of the caves while we're down here, shall we? Oh, I think we found the ravine. Hi. That was on, wasn't it? Just seemed a little bit weak. Let's go for a little bit of lighting up the cave there and there, and slimes. Oh yeah. Creeper. So we've definitely got a slime chunk, which is what we really wanted, so we can be happy about that. Hello. No, you don't get to do that in here. Who's over here? Little baby slime. There you go. Okay. So definitely works. No, that would be cruel or needlessly so. I think we can safely say that that is a slime chunk, and we are good to go on that. I am going to, I'll take the iron because it'd be, in fact I'll take all of the actual minerals that we're going to process back to anything for now. And we shall let's get the hell out of here and head back. So we've now got the means to actually create the thing we wanted to create. God, this, I really need a bloody hang glider mod in this. elytra. I'm going to have to go after elytra before long, aren't I? There's just no avoiding it. I'm just not sure whether the nano armor will actually stack, how well that will stack up against the Ender Dragon. I honestly can't remember how good it was or wasn't. But that is that goes pulverized tin. Have some more. That goes in there. That goes in the ores to process chest. And yeah, doesn't appear to. No, not this particular one. It only has on or off. But we've got some stuff, so thanks for watching all, and I will see you soon. Till then, bye for now.